Okay, here's another Higgs Boson video. This is Atlas Inverse Matrix Higgs Boson Mass Tevatron Cofactor E TTL Diphoton PP collisions. So here's the Atlas graph here. Tevatron run 2 preliminary Higgs Boson mass. Shows that. June 2012. Here's the log likelihood ratio. Higgs boson mass, GeV, C2, same thing. Signal injection of M125, Tevatron run 2. So September 9th was when I was working on the video and, working on the research. Today's November 15th, 2012. My thoughts. The second graph is reverse of the signal, so do a negative signal injection of MH equals 125 with SM 1.0 to get the flip side of it. Just like the hurricanes do every couple of years, they do the same path but transpose in the opposite direction in a perfect arc of the previous path. You follow the path but change it 90 degrees. I didn't know what transpose meant. It was a word that came to mind. So I was saying to change the signal, how to change the signal there. That's the formula to do it. So Google transpose quotes from Wiki. In linear algebra, the transpose of a matrix A is another matrix, also written created by one of the following equivalent actions. Reflect A over its main diagonal, which runs top left to the bottom right to obtain AT. Write the rows of A as the columns of AT. Write the columns of A as the rows of AT. Formally, ith row, jth column element of AT is the jth row. Forget it. You know what it says. If A is an M times N matrix, then AT is an N times M matrix. So you flip it. Transpose matrix. Transpose of a matrix which formed by turning all the rows of a given matrix into columns and vice versa. The transpose of matrix A is written AT. Oh, okay, there we go. So it just changes the direction. So that's from www.mathwords.com. Inverse of a matrix, matrix inverse, multiplicative inverse of a matrix. For a square matrix A, the inverse is written A minus 1. When A is multiplied by A minus 1, the result is the identity matrix I. Non-square matrices do not have inverses. Note, all square matrices have inverses. A square matrix which has an inverse is called invertible or non-singular, and a square matrix without an inverse is called non-invertible or singular. So there's the formula for it. Mathwords.com. Cofactor, the determinant obtained by deleting the row and column of a given element of a matrix or determinant. Cofactor is preceded by plus or minus sign depending whether the element is a plus or minus position. Keywords from data: Canon EOS flash plus 3 groups of flash units, ETTL. Quote from Wiki: ETTL, evaluative through the lens, is a Canon EOS flash exposure system that uses a brief pre-flash before the main flash in order to obtain a more correct exposure. Unlike TTL and ATTL metering, which use a dedicated flash metering sensor mounted in the base of the mirror box, ETTL uses the same evaluative metering sensor used for ambient metering. Like TTL and like the actual flash metering, but not the pre-flash of ATTL, the sensor is internal to the camera and takes its exposure via the lens, so any filters added to the lens will also affect the ETTL readings, giving more accurate exposure information to the camera. The pre-flash occurs immediately before the main flash, except when using the camera flash in second curtain sync mode, and is barely perceptible, although it can be seen if you watch carefully for it. So I googled the Higgs particle with this calculation. It says Higgs 1.96, Susie Higgs boson searches in PP collisions at VS 1.26 TeV. I got a Google link there. Search for Higgs boson in the Diphoton final state in PP collisions at V196 TeV from dspace.mit.edu. The keyword Diphoton mass spectrum and CDF experiment. Quote, the limits are interpreted in the context of the standard model and one fermiophobic benchmark model where the data exclude fermiophobic Higgs boson with masses below 114 GeV, superscript 2 at 95% Bayesian credibility level. September 24th, 2012. Formula for neutrinos and Higgs boson mass particle. Brief pre-flash before the main flash or sparkles. Mineral oil. Janet Conrad research. Neutrinos. Obtain more correct exposure. Metering. Dedicated flash metering sensor. Mounted. BAS of the mirror box. Obsidian mirrors. Granite. 3 flash units. Pre-flash. Before main flash. 2 kinds of sparkles to compare with each other. See Janet Conrad's mineral oil experiments with neutrinos to make them sparkle with the mini Boone experiments. Internal sensor, camera, add filters to lens, accurate exposure information to camera. Okay, that's it for that video. I have a few more to film, but I'm going to take a break. Thank you for watching.